Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. And so we are going to be going through one of my I am affirmations. This deck is full of positive, beautiful things that we can say about ourselves. There are 36 of them in total, and we are going to go through one a day until we have gone through them all. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's going to be an absolute blast today. So I'm going to pull one off the top of the deck, and we are going to work through the affirmation. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. You're going to respond, I am. Going to respond out loud. We are going to write it down in chat, and then we are going to discuss it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's have some fun today and say that today I am brave. I am brave. I face adversity with maturity. So I am brave. I face adversity with maturity. Are you brave? You are brave. You face adversity with maturity. In fact, today is not going to go the way that any of us plan. I know I have a plan every single day, and that plan does not always come to fruition. So my day always goes a little bit sideways, and that's okay because that's how life works. So I'm going to write that down in the comments. And as I do, I'm going to recognize that it's okay that life doesn't always go the way that I think it is. That the unpredictability of life is one of those things that is just kind of a constant that's always with us. And good morning there, Shauna. Good morning, Brenda Jean. Good morning, Grant. I see that you guys are here. Good morning, Lauren. I see you're here as well. It's wonderful to see you guys this morning. We are a brave group of people. We face adversity with maturity. And what is adversity really? Adversity is just when something doesn't go the way that we think it's gonna. That's adversity. When something stands against us, when we go to do something simple and it takes 10 steps to go where we thought it would take us one step to go. Have you ever started a project and you thought it was like a 5-minute thing and then literally everything went wrong and 45 minutes later you're like, why can't I accomplish this one simple basic thing? Because it always takes a little bit more than we think it does. And so we face it with maturity. We're not going to be frustrated when this adversity comes. We're not going to be angry with it. We're just going to recognize that life is more complex than our plans would suggest, and that the things that we think that we have to do are not always the things that we are actually going to get done in any given day. So of course we love to get our to-do list done. It's wonderful. It feels great to put our name on the day, but oftentimes the day goes a totally different direction. And I've found that when the day goes a totally different direction, in many cases, it cuts the bullshit. It cuts all the bullshit off my list, and I get to focus on the things that are most important. And more importantly than that, when my day goes sideways, when I accomplish something totally different than what I had planned, or when I have the opportunity to do things that are totally different than the ones I thought I was going to do, when that happens, I find oftentimes that my goals are even closer to being achieved. And so instead of being angry at the adversity, instead of being unhappy about it, I am I just embrace it and I recognize that, hey, perhaps life is taking me in a different direction for a reason. So I am brave today. It's nice. Shauna says she loves lighthouses. I actually chose a lighthouse for a specific reason. The sea can be a very dangerous place. If you've ever been out on the ocean, you know it gets wild, particularly out past the reef, out past the breakwaters. The sea can get absolutely insane. I recall a time when I was out sea kayaking, and there was this little island that was just outside the bay, and so the person who had rented me the sea kayak was like, "Oh yeah, there's some islands, go out and visit the island." So I went out and visited the island. Well, I visited the island that was outside the bay, and let me tell you, islands are bigger than they look. And so by the time I got out to this island, I realized I had paddled like probably a mile and a half outside of the bay to get to this island, which was not a big deal until I went to go back inside the bay, and that was the big deal. The tide was against me, And I was paddling and paddling and paddling, and I only had a certain amount of energy, and I only had a certain amount of daylight, and I was not getting anywhere. And the ocean was getting big, like so big that in my little boat, I was in the swells, and I couldn't see. Um, I couldn't see the. Let's ban this guy. Add to the block list, and somebody is spamming my channel. Can you believe that crap? Anyways, yeah, so I could not see I couldn't see the land. I didn't even know what direction I was going, and it was getting dark. And I realized that if I panicked, that I probably would never be heard from again. And so what I did instead was I decided that I was just going to be mature about it, and I just pulled out my compass, and I sat my compass on my lap, and I just kind of kept on paddling in the same direction that I knew that the land was. And every time I would pop on the top of those rolling waves, I'd be like, "Yep, I'm still in the right direction. I'm still going the right way." And it was very scary. But at the same time, I realized that being angry with the situation wasn't going to solve my problem. And obviously, I made it back. Spoiler alert: I made it back. I yeah, I made it back. I did okay, and I'm here to talk about it today. But I like the whole idea of the lighthouse. The sea can be very dangerous, but what is a lighthouse? A lighthouse is this very strong structure that is built with the specific intention of keeping people away from danger. I really I just love the imagery, so that's why I chose a lighthouse for this particular card. And yeah, I'm really excited to continue sharing these things. As I said, there are 36 of them, so it's going to take a little bit longer than a month to go through them all. About 6 weeks for Monday through Friday, and yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Anyways, on I'm going to come back on at 9 p.m. tonight, and we are going to go through the we're going to go through this card again, and we're going to see how we were brave today. How did we face adversity today, and how did we navigate it with maturity today? So I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so very much. I will talk to you at 9 p.m. tonight for Nightfall with Maui Paul, and it'll be a lot of fun to do that. So until that happens, I appreciate you. I love you. I care about you. I think that you guys are amazing. This thank you for making this broadcast what it is today, and aloha from paradise.